Eta.
A wise man once wrote, "To Westerners over the centuries, the tiny islands of the Carolines, lying across the western Pacific a little north of the equator, have always been a stopover on the way to somewhere else. But what of the people who made their home in these islands? Building a country is like building a canoe. It is not a solo effort. It requires many hands and many skills, many decisions to be made. Who will participate? What will they do? Which responsibilities will be given? What are the tools? How should it be carved, molded, and put together?" We are now navigating the rougher seas of modern times. New pandemics, an escalating climate, stressed oceans, changing times, immigration abroad, and social incohesion. The questions for us now: what is our destination? Who do we want to become? And how will we get there?
I bring you warm greetings from the Federated States of Micronesia. In 2015, the Federated States of Micronesia joined the rest of the world and adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Our nation is pleased to present our first voluntary national review on the Sustainable Development Goals this year, 2020, which is the beginning of the global decade for action. As a big ocean state, sustainability is a way of life for Micronesians. This shared belief system values traditional practices and traditional knowledge, observes family and community customs that bond us together, seeks to protect our natural heritage that forms the basis of our way of life and existence, and looks toward integrating progressive improvements that protect and strengthen the most vulnerable.
The amendment to Public Law 17-38, the Human Trafficking Law and the FSM, is a law that is about fairness, about equality, and about protecting those that are most vulnerable in our society, something that the people of Micronesia have always valued.
The FSM Strategic Development Plan of 2014 to 2023 serves as our country's highest level policy framework, and it is premised on the theme of achieving equitable and sustainable economic growth and self-reliance based upon deep and meaningful partnerships with the global community.
Our desire for progress does not come without challenges. We are not a perfect society. Inequalities and poverty in many dimensions still persist. This includes women and children and those most vulnerable. Our quest is to improve our ability to help those most in need that in the end will help us all. To create an equal and just society is our aim, to leave no one behind.
One positive point in this discussion is that in the non-government and private sectors where women hold leadership positions, women sometimes earn more or if not equivalent to men. And this points to the need to build stronger partnership between the government, business community, and civil society, especially where we can grow sustainable business opportunities and incomes.
Over the last 10 years, the FSM has seen a significant increase in the frequency and impact of natural disasters, including droughts and typhoons. The picture at this stage does not look rosy. According to the Pacific Climate Change Science Program, Micronesia will continue to experience increasing air and sea surface temperatures, rising sea levels, high rainfall, and typhoons with faster than average wind speeds during this century. We face many challenges. We also face the opportunity to leave a better world for our children and grandchildren. As Micronesians, we will continue this fight.
Strong partnerships are crucial to deliver the Sustainable Development Goals. As a collaborative and consensus-oriented society, we operate well in groups, with discussion and thought, where the goal is the search for truth. The National Coordination Mechanism for the SDGs comprises of all national departments and agencies and solicits inputs from the private sector and civil society. Our partnerships with the United Nations, our enduring partnership with the United States, our Kizuna with Japan, and our great friendship with the People's Republic of China, and expanding our diplomatic reach with Australia and the European Union, and all of our sustained multilateral and private sector partnerships will be vital.
It is this internal collaboration and these internal partnerships across the FSM that enable us to move forward in the way that is realistic and positive to our society.
And this is one way to achieve a true democratic government, progressive and participatory decision-making, and inclusive implementation of initiatives and programs that can help to not only equalize society, but the economy and private sectors as well.
The Infrastructure Development Plan, or IDP, of the nation, which has recently been adopted or updated, is a major component of our SDB and focuses on the priority areas of health, education, agriculture, fisheries, private sector development, transportation, communication, and energy, all of which are part of the SDG framework.
We are working to put in place health and social protection measures that empower our people and build national resiliency, whether it is from pandemic like COVID-19, the economic, social, and gender inequalities that persist, the malnourishment of children, or ongoing NCD crisis we face. Underpinning all of our country's effort on SDG is our community resiliency in transforming the health and well-being of our population. Relative to community resilience is our recent effort in the measles mask campaign, where we were able to reach 90% coverage of the entire FSM population. With this experience and artwork of reaching the hard-to-reach population, we are preparing the mobilized approach for the regular flu season and COVID-19 vaccines in the event if COVID-19 vaccines become available.
The FSM has put in place policy measures to implement the Sustainable Development Goals. This includes enshrining climate change and climate action in all of our policies and plans and strategies, as well as support of our national and state women's groups to ensure that they have a voice at the table of decision making. Our nation is committed to the rule of law and equal opportunity for all. We are doing much to achieve these goals, but we aspire for better. While the FSM continues to progress in achieving the goals of sustainability, the 2030 Agenda makes us aim higher, and we call on our partners to join us.
We also help the world with our example of what a peaceful, open society looks like, what a sustainable society looks like, what a society that values community and harmony looks like, what a nation that intrinsically protects its surroundings looks like, what a dignity in the face of challenge and pressure looks like. We help each other.
This country was built on the values of culture, identity, and belonging. Throughout our history, we have survived, learned, and adapted to the changing times, to the rising tides, to the waves of progress. A resilient nation, like a sturdy canoe and its able crew, requires sustained commitment of our fellow human beings, the collaboration amongst people, peaceful and just relationships, and healthy ecosystems.
Let us remember, it's not only about tomorrow, but also about today, now, and into the future.
Our future counts, and we're counting on you. Our people, our planet, our prosperity, and our peace, and our partnerships. Yay!